What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I wanna speak on some comments that the guy PK Subban made about LeBron James, and he just laid out how he felt about like the purpose, the reason for playing organized, well, playing team sports, right? And he said that LeBron. He also said that LeBron James's statement about playing team sports was insulting, and I agree with him. You know, when LeBron saying that team sports, you're not playing for the rings, or rings are not what matters in the sport. I think it's insulting, and I was, it's good to hear Subban say that. This guy PK, he played what he played. He played hockey, right? But all great athletes, whether you play hockey, football, basketball, baseball, everybody wants to win. Everybody's playing for a championship. And for LeBron James to say that it's not about the championships, it's not about the rings, was disingenuous, and like PK said, it's insulting. And so I wanna play, what he said in his words, and then I want to come back and react on it because I mean it just really don't get any plainer than what PK, like the way he put it.
It's very easy for me, and this is why I don't put him ahead of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. For me, it's the approach to the game, and to me, in some ways, it can be insulting to look at it as chips don't matter. Why is it that other athletes aren't seen as other athletes? But the whole point of pro sports and team sports is to win, and is to win a championship, and that's your dream when it starts out, is to win. We don't want to change that. Like, there's no changing that. So when people talk about Kobe being here, and if he was here, he would say this, because the epitome of winning a championship is going through the grind. People want to see the grind. People want to see the struggle. And for LeBron, I'll always be a fan of his because he's an amazing athlete, an amazing basketball player, and he's going to go down as one of the greats. But to be an all-time great, to be the greatest, there's a certain way. How you win matters to me. Michael Jordan paying his dues, putting his time, not going somewhere else trying to win, matters to me. Kobe Bryant doing the same. Larry Bird doing the same. Magic doing the same. Because I'm sorry, what we see in today's sports, our kids, as soon as there's a struggle, as soon as they don't get that success right away, they want to jump and go. I'm calling my agent. I need to go here. I need to go there. If you're the face of an organization, that team invested in you. At 18, they could have drafted anybody on the planet. They're investing in you to help them bring a championship to the city, right? It's bigger than just you. It's bigger than that. And
So okay, so you heard what PK Subban said, right? And so I want to add my from a fan standpoint, like he said, fans want to be a part of that journey that these franchise athletes take. Fans will ride that wave, that up and down. They will go through the trials and the tribulations, and so they want to be a part of that. Sometimes one season a player might fall short, and then the next season, the next couple seasons, you can see the progression. That just draws the fan closer to the player and the organization. So fans want to be a part of that. Fans don't want to get cheated out of that. And I think if you're an organization, you can use something like that emotion and that storm that's surrounding that. You can market, like organizations can market that too and grow from that. You saw it, with the Lakers and going back and forth with the Celtics back in the day. Then you saw it with the Detroit Pistons going back and forth with the Celtics. You saw the Atlanta Hawks back in the day trying to get there. That like that rallied the Atlanta fan base and the Celtics fan base, and so that's good for sports, you know. But if people are not trying to play for rings, and then what is it? You know, players moving from team to team. You know, I don't, especially as franchise players. You know, it wasn't good. I think this era that LeBron James was in, like when you had franchise ball players moving from team to team, I don't think franchise ball players are going to do that anymore because they see what LeBron James right now is going through and how much pushback LeBron James is getting for what he, you know, the decisions that he made to leave from Cleveland and go to Miami, then leave from Miami to go back to Cleveland, then leave Cleveland again and go to players that are in the league now. They are aware of what that, you know, what happened. They see this all of this GOAT conversation that's going on between, you know, LeBron James camp and the Michael Jordan camp, and they see the pushback that LeBron James is getting. And they also recognize that Michael Jordan is not really getting any pushback for any decisions that Michael Jordan made throughout his career. Because Michael Jordan was a franchise ball player, just like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and Isaiah Thomas. Those guys stuck with their teams, and they have loyal fan bases. All of those guys are beloved in you know, in the city that they play for. And so that them staying with their team and those organizations throughout their career, it just benefited them. Those guys always, the franchise ball players always have a place to go back and call home. But LeBron James and the pushback that he's getting, every time LeBron James make every time he make a statement or every time he comment on something, he get pushback. Part of the reason is because, you know, like a lot of the statements that he make is BS. But part of it is like people don't respect, you know, LeBron James. They don't respect, like, well, they respect him probably as a person, but they don't respect the path. Like, there's no honor in the path that he took. You know, there's no honor in saying that you know, like winning ain't everything. Basketball, you know, it's just a game. You know, you would never hear somebody like Tom Brady say that. And then, or Michael Jordan, you wouldn't be able to play with Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, or Kobe Bryant if you said that. If you had that type of mentality, those guys would not even want to play with you. So, you know, a lot of what that's why I think insult when the guy Subban, he used the word insult. Like, that's an insult to the fans to take that approach to the game. That's an insult to your teammates. That's an insult to the organization. You can't tell me as an organization that you want somebody to be the GOAT who thinks that you know, oh, it's only a game. You know, you don't want nobody who feel like that, especially your best player feel like it's only a game, and then you going up against somebody like a Kobe Bryant who is like a fanatic. You lost before you even got there. You lost before you even played the game. You don't have that mentality. You can't match Kobe Bryant's. You can't match his energy. You can't match his intensity. You already lost. And Kobe Bryant showed you that. Kobe Bryant played. He dug LeBron James out in the All-Star game. I forgot what year it was, but he wouldn't let LeBron one-on-one. He would not allow LeBron James to score and dogged him out. And all LeBron James had to do is to match Kobe Bryant's energy, but he didn't have the mentality. You know, he didn't have the you know, like the determination to just say, "Oh, okay, you're gonna play me tough. I'm gonna get tough on you too." He bigger and stronger than Kobe Bryant, but in that, you know, Kobe Bryant challenged him, and he just laid down for Kobe Bryant. And that's not somebody, you know, the NBA cannot afford to have LeBron James be their GOAT. If the NBA or even the sponsors would allow LeBron James to be their GOAT, that would take their brand down with LeBron James, because the fans expect more and they deserve more. And so if the NBA wants to continue to have low ratings, if they want to continue to have poor fan turnout, then it'll show, then they can go ahead and accept LeBron James as the NBA GOAT and move away from Michael Jordan. And in my opinion, I thought that the NBA was trying to move away from Michael Jordan and trying to um, usher in a new era with LeBron James. It's just that LeBron James did not live up to his end of the bargain, and now the NBA is the NBA and the sponsors now have their tail between their legs, going back to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is going and is coming back to bail them out, because LeBron James, he just ain't had that determination. He ain't had that dog in him like that. Like Mike, he not a dog like Larry Bird, and that's why, man. That's just why. He's not cut from the cloth that those guys are cut from. And so the NBA and the sponsors are really going to have to. I would be surprised if they hitch their wagon to that horse, LeBron James. I would be surprised. That'll be the decline of the NBA. We're already watching Caitlin Clark and what's going on with Caitlin Clark. So, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I just think it'll be a plus for the WNBA if the NBA gets continue to decline the way they declining. And so that's my take on it. Like I said, the correct word, like the guy used, was insult, and that's what he did. It was insulting to to say that it's not about rings and championships and stuff like that, because it is. That's all it's about, and so yeah, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and with